Hello viewers, welcome to the digital class of Udayanath Autonomous College of Science and Technology. So viewers, we have already discussed how to use the comment section in our HTML document. Now today's video will be all about the formatting concept in HTML. That means whenever you see a website or you visit a website, you must have seen the text in different formats. So how to change the formats in different levels in an HTML document. So today's video will be all about the formatting in HTML document. So now let's move on to the slides, that is formatting in HTML. So HTML contains several elements for defining text with a special meaning. That means HTML has a lot of elements or a lot of tags that define text in a specified meaning or in a specified format. So if you use a word processor, you must be familiar with the ability to make text bold, italicized or underlined. There are a lot of options available to indicate how text can appear in an HTML and XHTML. So as we have known that word processor is a famous software, or these are the collection of software in which we have the ability to test or to change the text format to bold, italics or underline or some other colors or some other formats in different ways. So this can also be applied in an HTML document using the HTML formatting concepts. So there are a lot of options available through which we can change the appearance of the text in an HTML or XHTML. So XHTML stands for Extendable Hypertext Markup Language. So formatting elements were designed to display the special types of text. So there are different formats or tags or elements through which we can change the appearance of the text. So these are some of the formatting text or tags through which we can change the text appearance. So B stands for bold text, strong stands for important text, I stands for italic text, EM stands for emphasized text, mark stands for marked text, small stands for smaller text, DEL stands for deleted text, INS stands for inserted text, SUB stands for subscript text and SUP stands for superscript text. So these are some of the tags through which we can format the HTML text, and these are the definitions. Now we will be discussing each and every tag briefly with an example. So first we will be moving to the B tag, that stands for bold. So the HTML B tag element defines bold text without any extra importance. That means whenever we will be specifying any element in the HTML document with a B tag, that means it will bold the text. That means the text will be reflected in the bold format. So here is the example through which we can define the bold text or B tag. So here you can see that the HTML document starts with HTML tag and ends with the HTML tag. Then we have the body section. So we have specified two paragraphs. So first paragraph we have written this text is normal, and in second paragraph we have written that this text is bold, but we have inserted a special tag, that is B tag, that stands for bold, in between the P tag. So the first text which has been written in P tag is the default tag, and it shows the text in this format. That means this text is normal. This is the default text format in the HTML or in the browser. So you can see that the program is written over here and the reflection is over here. So the next paragraph shows that there is a text that this text is bold is written inside the B tag followed by P tag. So in the second paragraph the text is bold is in the bold text format which has been given by the B tag. So you can clearly differentiate between both the paragraphs, that the first paragraph is the default value, that is this text is normal, and in the second paragraph this text is bold is specified in bold format because we have specified the bold tag. So B tag is actually defines the bold text without giving any extra importance. That means whatever we will be writing in the B tag will be in the bold format. Now we will be moving to the strong tag in HTML. So the HTML strong element defines text with strong importance. The content inside is typically displayed in bold. That means you can see that in the previous example the bold is written in simple bold letter, but in strong case if the content should be important, then we can specify the strong tag and we can give the text whatever is to be emphasized. So the program starts with HTML, then the body tag, then we have two paragraph tags. So in the first paragraph tag we have written this text is normal, which is being displayed in the web browser in a normal format. Then in the second paragraph I have specified strong tag, and inside the strong tag I have written this text is important, and this tag defines that the phrase or the text that has been written is very important, so it has been displayed in bold letter. So you can see that there is a difference between B tag and strong tag, is that B is only used to denote a bold letter, whereas strong is actually used for strong importance. That means if the importance of the text is very high, then we can use the strong tag. So the strong tag is a container tag which has a start tag and end tag, and all the phrase inside the strong tag is being reflected in the web browser in bold format. So you can see that the reflection of the source code is over here. That is, the first paragraph the text is normal, that is by default text, and in the second paragraph the phrase is strong, or it shows the importance of the text. Now we will be moving to the next tag, that is I tag. The HTML I element defines a part of text in an alternative voice or mood. That means if we want to change the mood or voice of the text, so we can use the I tag. The content inside is typically displayed in italic. That means whatever we will be writing in the I tag will be displayed in the italic format. The I tag is often used to indicate a technical term, a phrase from another language, a thought or a sheep name, etc. That means whenever we have a need of another language or another phrase or a technical term or a thought or any name, so we can specify it in the I tag. That means whenever we are writing a normal text and we want to distinguish it from a technical term or a thought or a phrase or any other language, so we can use the I tag so that it can be easily differentiated from the other text. So the I tag is actually used to change the voice or mood of the text wherever needed by the user. So you can see the HTML tag over here. So the program is written over here. The HTML program starts with HTML and ends with HTML. Now you can see that there are two paragraphs written in the body tag. So the first one is P tag, that means the text is normal, and the second one is this text is italic. But you can see that the first paragraph contains the normal text, but in case of second paragraph we have written an extra tag, that is I tag. So I is a container tag, that means it has a start tag and an end tag, and you can see that this text is italic. This phrase has been reflected in italic format. You can see the two paragraphs are being written over here and been reflected over here. So the first paragraph text is normal, so it has been written that this text is normal. Similarly, in second paragraph you can see that the paragraph is followed by I tag, that is italic tag, where it has been written this text is italic, so the phrase has been reflected in italic format. So you can see or you can differentiate between these two paragraphs. So first paragraph reflection is this one and the second paragraph reflection is this one. That means it is the by default format, but it is the italic format. So actually the italic format is used to differentiate the text from other text, or if we want to change the voice or mood of the text, or we want to specify a technical term or phrase, another language or a thought or any name that we want to specify. So it totally depends on the user wherever he or she wants to use the I tag or the text in the italic format within the text or the phrase. So now we will be moving to EM tag. So the HTML EM element defines emphasized text. The content inside is typically displayed in italic. That means whenever we want to emphasize a particular text from a group of text or a sentence or a phrase, so we can use the EM tag. So you can see that the I tag is actually used to change the voice or mood, but it does not use to emphasize a text, that means to give an importance to the text. So whenever we want to emphasize a particular text within the document, so we can use the EM tag. So maybe the reflection of I tag and EM tag are similar, but it is not necessary that I tag will be used every time we want to show the text in italics. So similarly, whenever we want to emphasize a particular text in a document, we can use the EM tag instead of I tag. So it depends on the user or the programmer what type of text they are giving, and if they have to give the emphasized text, so they can give the EM tag, whereas if they want to give the I tag or italics, they can give the I tag. So you can see the source code is written over here, that is HTML followed by body. So you can see there are two paragraphs written over here. The first one is text is normal and the second one is the text is emphasized. So the first paragraph, you can see it has been written in normal, that is this text is normal because no extra tag has been written inside the P tag. So you can see that the first paragraph is normal, but the second paragraph has an emphasized text, that means EM tag. So this text is emphasized, is being reflected in italics. You can see that the I tag reflection and the EM tag reflection is similar, but actually it depends on the user whether he or she wants to emphasize the text or they want to simply print the text in italics format. So in this way you can change the format of the text from italics to EM. So you can see that the P tag is followed by EM tag, that means the text is emphasized has been reflected in italics. So the first paragraph and the second paragraph has a difference between them. That means whenever we want to print the text in normal form, we can simply give it in P tag, but whenever we want to give any text in an emphasized or in any importance label, so we can give it in EM tag. So EM stands for emphasized text, and the difference between EM and I tag is that the reflection is same, but whenever we want to give or change only the format, at that time we can specify the I tag, whereas if we want to emphasize any text within the given text, so we can use the EM tag. So this is the program written to show the use of EM tag, and the reflection is over here. Now we will be moving to the small tag. So the HTML small element defines the smaller text. That means the small tag is actually used to define the smaller text within the group of text, or whenever we want to print the text in very small letters, we can use the small tag. So the HTML small element defines all the text in smaller format. So you can see the source code is written over here. So the program starts with HTML, then comes the body section, because we have to specify the text in the body page. That means the body of the web page must show the reflection or the answer. So there are two paragraphs written over here. So the first paragraph is written that this is some normal text, and in second paragraph we have also written this is some smaller text. Here you can see the first paragraph is by default, that means it will not show the text in any other format. That means it will show the text in a normal way or in a default way. But you can see in the second paragraph we have added another tag, that is small tag. So within the P tag I have written small tag. So there is written this is some smaller text. So this phrase is printed in small text or small letters or in small format. So you can see there is a big difference between these two paragraphs, that the first paragraph is in normal text or in normal format, whereas the second paragraph is little bit smaller as compared to the first paragraph, because we have used the small tag. So whenever we want to show or we want to decrease any value or any text value, at that time we can use the small tag in our web page. So whenever we are using any web page with a lot of text and we want to hide or we want to specify or we want to decrease the label of importance from a group of text, so we can use the small tag. You must have seen a lot of place there has been written terms and conditions, and the terms and conditions were written in very small letters as compared to the other text in the web page or in a normal page. So at that time we can use the small tag. That means whenever we were not actually bothered about, or we want not the user should go through all the text, at that time we can use the small tag, so that the text format will be in smaller size and the reflection will not be displayed, or the user will not feel any importance to read it. So the small tag is actually used not to give importance to any text or to decrease the importance of the text. So you can see that the source code is written over here and the reflection is over here. So the first paragraph reflection is this one, that is, this is normal text, and the second paragraph reflection is over here, this is some smaller text, and you can clearly see the difference between them. That means it is the default text format, whereas if we want to decrease the value of the text, at that time we can print it or we can display it in smaller text. Now we will be moving to another tag, that is mark tag. So the HTML mark element defines text that should be marked or highlighted. That means whenever we want the text to be marked or it should be highlighted, we can use the mark tag in HTML. So you can see that I have written a source code over here and the reflection is shown over here, that the body has two, the body tag has a paragraph that do not forget to buy milk. But you can see that this phrase, that is do not forget to buy milk today, in between this text milk has been written inside the mark tag. So you can see that within the P tag I have written the mark tag, in which I have only emphasized or I have given only the milk word inside the mark tag. So you can see the reflection over here, that do not forget to buy milk today. In this phrase, milk has been marked with yellow color. That means whenever we want to give any mark or we want to highlight any text in the web page, at that time we can use the mark tag. So mark tag is actually used to mark or highlight the text within a group of text. So you must have gone through the notes or some books. So whenever you are reading a book, you had a marker through which you can mark or highlight a text which you want to ask to your parents or ask to your teacher about the doubts or something like that. So whenever you are marking anything, you are marking with a marker in a normal yellow color. So that's why whenever you want to mark or highlight anything in a web page, a particular word or a particular phrase or a particular sentence within the text in the web page, at that time we can use the mark tag. So mark tag can be used within any paragraph tag where the marking or the highlighted text will be written inside the mark tag. So this is the source code and the reflection of the source code over here. So you can see I have only specified the milk word inside the mark tag. So the milk word has been highlighted or marked with other color, that is by default it is yellow color. So this is all about your mark tag in HTML. Now we will be moving to DEL tag. So the HTML DEL element defines text that has been deleted from a document. So browsers will usually strike a line through the deleted text. That means whenever we want to specify any text with a line in it, so we can use the del tag. So del tag or del element is actually used to delete or to put a line in a particular word or phrase or a sentence in a group of text or in a phrase in the web browser or in the web page. So you can see the program is written over here. So the program starts with HTML followed by the body tag. So the body tag has a paragraph that is my favorite color is blue, then I have written red. But if I want to cut or I want to delete the blue or I want to put a line on the blue, so I can enclose it within the del tag. So you can see that the reflection is over here. That means my favorite color is blue, then I have written red, and why I want to put a line on the blue, that means I want to delete the blue, so I have written the blue word inside the del tag. So whenever we want to or we want to change anything in a document or we have mistakenly written anything in the page or a phrase within a list of document and we want to put a line on it, so we can use the del tag. So del tag does not delete the text, but it simply puts a line on the text. So whatever text or word or phrase or sentence we want to cut it or delete it with a line on it, so we can use the del tag. So you can see that the del tag has been written inside the p tag, and you can see I have only specified the blue word inside del tag. So you can see that there is a line over the blue tag which indicates that the blue word has been deleted from this phrase. So you can read it as my favorite color is red. You cannot read it as my favorite color is blue red, because the blue has been lined up by the del text which has been written in this source code. So in this way, wherever it has been needed, we can use the del tag to delete any line or phrase or sentence from a group of text or phrases. Now we will be moving to another tag, that is ins tag. So the HTML ins element defines a text that has been inserted into the document. So browsers will usually underline inserted text. That means if I have forgotten to insert any text in between the lines or phrases or between the sentence, at that time we can use the ins element. So ins element is actually used to insert a line or a word or a phrase, anything in between the text. So you can see that the source code is written over here and the reflection is over here. So you can see that in the body tag I have written a paragraph tag in which I have used two tags, that is del tag and ins tag. So you can see that my favorite color is, and it has been written normally as the paragraph tag. Now I have written blue word inside the del tag, which means that the blue will be printed in the web page with a line on it. That means I have deleted this line, as we have discussed previously. Now I want to insert another word inside the paragraph, that is red. So whenever we want to insert any text or we are inserting any phrase or word inside the paragraph, at that time we can use the ins tag, and whatever text has been written, it has been reflected with the underline in it. That means whenever you will find any text with an underline in it, that means you can visualize that we have used or we have inserted a text within the phrase or sentence. So this is all about the HTML source code, and the reflection is over here. Now we will be moving to SUB tag. So the HTML SUB element defines subscript text. So subscript text appears half a character below the normal line and is sometimes rendered into a smaller format. So what is the use of sub tag? So sub element is actually used to print the text in subscript format. It is mainly used in writing the chemical formulas. That means whenever we are writing H2O in web page, at that time H and O are normal text, but 2 should be subscripted. That means it should go below the text. At that time we need the help of subscript tag, that means SUB tag. So you can see that there is a paragraph written over here. This is subscripted text in which the subscripted word has been written inside SUB tag. So you can see that this is subscripted text in which subscripted word has been subscripted. So it has been done by the SUB tag in HTML document. So whenever we want to give any chemical reactions where the values has been written as the subscripted value, at that time we can use the, or we can take the help of SUB tag. So now we will be moving to SUP tag. So the HTML SUP element defines superscript text. So the superscript text appears half a character above the normal line and is sometimes rendered into a smaller font. That means the superscript is the vice versa of subscript. That means it is the complement of subscript. So whenever we are emphasizing any text with a sub text, it has been written in the lower part, but whenever we are defining any text with the superscript format, so it should be above the text label. So you can see the superscripted word has been superscripted by the SUP tag. So it is used whenever we are giving any power. That means suppose I have to write a square or a cube. So you can see that a square has 2, where the 2 has been superscripted. So at that time we can use the, or we can take the help of SUP tag. So SUP stands for superscript value and SUB stands for subscripted value. So while writing the chemical reaction we can take the help of subscripted value, and whenever we are writing any equation with any powers where the text has been written above the text line or a normal text line, at that time we can take the help of SUP tag. So this is all about the HTML formatting and all the tags related to it. So I hope you have all understood how to format the text in different labels in an HTML document. If you have any doubt, you can comment me on our YouTube channel. Till then, thank you.